What's up, world? EM World Media back again. I know it's been a while. I've been on a hiatus. There's so much crazy stuff going on in the world right now. I just actually needed a time to sit back and digest some of this craziness going on and recalibrate myself to gain a little grounding in this chaotic world that we live in. But a breaking story that happened the other day was Charlie Kirk, a conservative political activist, was assassinated at a Utah university while he was doing an event for his campaign he had going on. If y'all don't know who Charlie Kirk is, I really didn't know who he was either before this assassination attempt, so I had to do a lot of research and groundwork to actually get some information on the man. I'ma say the best way to put him in the political world is to consider him like a Caucasian version of Charleston White for the African American community. He has some of the most outrageous takes I've ever heard. He's a self-devout Christian. What really causes the controversy with Charlie Kirk and his takes are the heart-wrenching, attention-grabbing things that he says to really get into his points and views.
And the Civil Rights Act, though, let's be clear, created a beast, and that beast has now turned into an anti-white weapon. This topic would have been even more forbidden 4 or 5 years ago, but it's now becoming in more and more mainstream circles. Is that because the problem is becoming worse, or but our side is more courageous to confront it? Why does Kirk believe passing the Civil Rights Act was a mistake? Now, again, apparently they don't listen to the show because we do that at least once a week, right? Once a week we talk about why the Civil Rights Act was a mistake. The present reality, not the ideal, the reality of the Civil Rights Act and how it's being used is making it harder for us to pursue excellence as a society. Here's a fact. Since the Civil Rights Act passed, I think that it's fair to say any sort of racist sentiments that are in America have gone, at least individually amongst white people, towards black people have gone away. What I'm trying to counter is the reason we talk about race so much is because we have a federal holiday to a guy that talked about race all the time.
85 to 90% of the things this man said, they were gut-wrenching, man. They really unnerve you if you have thin skin, so to speak. He was going on his campaign at a Utah university where he was really going through his 1-2, discussing some of his playbook that he really goes through, you know. What was interesting about the assassination was it came at a moment where he was just discussing mass shootings were done by TG people. Just fill in the blanks. I don't want to offend nobody.
Transgender Americans have been mass shooters over the last 10 years?
Too many.
It's 5. Okay, now 5 is a lot, right? I'm going to give you some credit. Do you know how many mass shooters there have been in America over the last 10 years?
Counting or not counting gang violence?
So he gets to that segment and abruptly someone 200 yards away shoots him with a bolt action rifle in the left side of his neck, rupturing an artery for everyone to see on camera live. It was very, very graphic. His children were witnessing it. His wife were witnessing it. It was very devastating to see a man kind of suffer a death in such a gruesome fashion, man. And in the outer world, people are responding in numerous ways.
If you're a Christian, you should be having nothing but compassion and be praying for his wife and 2 young kids that are now without a father, okay? Because he exercised his First Amendment rights, okay?
Anybody, especially black people, that are saying Charlie Kirk was racist and was not for black people and did not know black people, I am 100% convinced that you have never sat through a full debate of his or watched any of his debates with a sound understanding. Black people are always so quick to want to be the victim of a situation that they can't thrive. And this is one of the things that Charlie Kirk was exposing to black people. We have such a cap on us because we think we're limited because we're black or because we're women and because we think our ancestors, whatever they went through, is still impacting us today, but we are not there anymore. Charlie Kirk wasn't saying that we didn't need or black problems didn't matter. He was saying, hey, you're not a slave anymore and there are no more laws that are holding you back saying that you can't do what a white person can do. You should get up and go and try these methods and become somebody. One thing we got to understand is life is hard. And we don't need handouts. Handouts is making people weak and sensitive. That's
in a
why
lot of other communities, they are saying,
what's your opinions of Kirk's death? I don't give a fuck about Kirk's death. Nigga, I don't give a fuck about no white man dying. I don't give a fuck about no motherfucking white boy dying.
My shit. Soon as a nigga hit the stage, they gon' ask if I can play the shit back to back.
He has 2 kids. Fuck his kids. They give a fuck about that white boy kid. They probably autistic anyway. Give a fuck about that white boy kid. Fuck them kids.
Everybody know Charlie Kirk got assassinated today. How do y'all think I feel about that, bro? Be honest, how do y'all think I feel? I hated that nigga, I ain't gonna lie. I don't think I ever seen a clip of Charlie. First of all, I don't even think I said the nigga name one time in my life before today. But I have seen like shit of that nigga. And every time I seen a video of that nigga, it pissed me off. I'd get rage baited. It triggered the fuck out of me. Kodak bopping on that nigga grave saying, fuck, you know what I'm saying? Am I weird for that?
and honestly, I can see both parts because what you see is what you shall find. So if you see Charlie Kirk as this racist and heart-wrenching man and demon, like a lot of people are calling him, then I can understand how you would see the symbolism of a death of a person of this figure as a time to be celebrated. I understand that in your concept of your mind. And then other people, they see great things. I don't really know Charlie Kirk for real. I wasn't privy to his work, his speeches, his art form of doing whatever he does. I wasn't privy to that knowledge until he got assassinated. So I'm one of the people, I'm gonna tell you straight up, I had to do research to figure out who this guy was, man. But a lot of people are on the fence with it, and my take on this is, first of all, we've got to stop desensitizing deaths of people and making it to our own celebration. He's just saying words, man. What you do with words is you fight back with words. If you are a racist, I'd rather you show me who you are than hide it, because at least this guy right here is telling me what he believes in, what he stands for, so I know who he is when I step in a room with him. A lot of you other people will lie, make up the funk, say you love black people, and say they're your best friends, and behind closed doors, you'll call us the N-word, you'll call us monkeys, you'll call us jigaboos, you'll call us a lot of things. So at least I respect a man who will tell me straight up, I don't mess with your kind, I believe you're this, and I believe you that. And I'm just judging this based on some of the things he said that would trigger someone to believe that he is a racist. I've never met the man personally, I've never spoken to the man, and now I never will. And that leads into my next segue. With the man being gone, there's a lot of people who are looking at Charlie Kirk now as a martyr. They are blindly following a lot of his teachings, his work, his speeches, and even if there was a deeper meaning to what he was saying, we'll never get to that point. It's like everyone's gonna take the bad shit about it and lead it into whatever they wanted to make it into. And let me explain. They're going to take one piece of a puzzle and blindly use the Charlie Kirk dude as a figure to justify their actions for other things. So the racists who do blindly follow just that one segment of his speeches, they're gonna look at him almost in a godly figure, and they're gonna say the future violent acts or racist attempts is done in the name of Charlie Kirk. That's why it's better off, if he's a racist, he needs to be here so people of sound mind can combat the words that he's saying. We need those people here, not dead, so they can live on as a godlike figure for some of these other idiots that's out here in the world. So I never wish death on those type of people. I want them here so we can combat them and we can use our words to show them exactly why their way of thinking is flawed with our own intelligence. This is America. That's what we're supposed to do. Not kill and then make this person seem like, oh, well, they had to be right because they got silenced because of it. It makes it look a little bit like weak, And I know he wasn't killed by a black dude. According to the news, they're saying his shooter was lighter skin tone. He looked like a Caucasian male to me, so I know it had nothing to do with our people anyway, which is another confusing thing because black people are so enamored by it. It's like we never do anything to stand up to these people politically. We celebrate the man's death, but we won't get out and make our own platforms. It's just fake spiritual teachers, fake gurus collecting $500 for sit downs and meetings, and this is no shade. I'm just saying it's a lot of word scramble and word salad, but we don't have our own people who have this impact politically to get into the government and bring our own influence into the world. So when I see my people celebrate another man's death so easily, I have to call y'all weak, man. Martin Luther King had a saying, and I know this sounds cliche and corny, but I just have to say it. He said, darkness cannot drive out darkness. Only light can do that. Hate cannot drive out hate. Only love can do that. Violence is never the answer to someone you don't like, man. He didn't touch no kid. He didn't harm you in no way. The man said some things you don't like. So combat him. If the tongue is mightier than the sword, use the thing that's hurting you so much that you feel like you want the man physically harmed and fight back. We are the most intelligent people on this planet, and we don't use our intelligence for anything but celebrating violence, death, and ignorance. Seriously, we have to do better than that. Do not engage in this type of foolery because it makes us look ignorant. Seriously. If I was y'all, take those clips that he said and make your own videos. Take those clips that he has out, make your own videos, reply to him. In a time like this, Charlie Kirk's name is all over the algorithm. That is what you should do. You saying the man deserved to die and the dude who shot him needs to come to my cookout. There's no substance in that, man. Y'all missing the whole point. This is symbolism. If the man is what y'all say he is, really pay attention to the symbolism of what happened to this guy. It's bigger than him being a racist. It's bigger than him being a nasty person. His own spiritual essence on this planet was executed in a masterful way. Even with his assassination, he went out in a bigger plot that was meant to be seen for the world. So those who know, y'all know. But that doesn't mean that you take part in the ignorance. It's a divide coming, folks. It's a divide coming. I'm trying to tell you. It shouldn't be him versus him. Oh, you believe in this and you can't be friends with me. How you black and you supporting this and all this other stuff. That's why I sit right here in the middle and I'll look at both sides. I'm like, that's ignorant. And I look at that side and be like, that's ill-informed. You understand what I'm saying? It's not the time in this world to take what you see on television and make it something to debate about that doesn't change nothing. Y'all talking about the man's death and whether he deserved it or whether he was a bad person or not, but you're not paying attention to what his death symbolizes for our future as a nation. That's what is most important, folks. Not the Charlie Kirk, the human being, but what his essence as a human being and his sacrifice on this earth. And I say that term very, very loosely. Because if you know what time of the year it is, you know what time of the year it is. If you know what the day after he got assassinated was, then you understand exactly where I'm coming from. Just look closely. Don't believe everything that you see with your two eyes. But yeah, I've seen a couple of interviews. What was her name? Candace Owens supporting him, saying that's her brother and all this other extra stuff. Listen, stop entertaining those. That's not what that's not the type of black understanding that I'm talking about. That is a tool. She's not even black. If you really want to be honest, she's not even black. Just because your skin's black doesn't mean that you have a black spirit. You understand? So don't fall for all this clickbaitish videos that make y'all triggered and emotional. Pay attention to what's going on around y'all. Don't turn your brother next to you into your enemy. Come together, find an understanding, and figure out where we're going with this. That's all I wanted to say about the Charlie Kirk assassination. Rest in peace to that man. I understand his work is very triggering. I've seen his videos and I didn't like it. And I don't feel like he deserved to die. I'm not going to say his essence wasn't, how do I put this? I'm going to say he served his purpose for exactly everything that he believed in, all the way into his very last breath. Open your eyes, folks. Be wise, be intentional, and stay focused. Like, comment, subscribe. And y'all can eat up my comment section down there. Y'all can tell me whatever y'all want to tell me. Y'all can debate. But just always remember, there's something bigger than what you think is going on in the world. Peace.